This is Ferling number 20. Hopefully no thunder.
Hello, OboeFiles! It's Danny Cruz here, and today we're talking about the Ferling Etude number 20 in G minor. Now I'm going to play it for you in just a moment, and then I'll get into some of the things you want to keep in mind if you're going to practice this etude and work it up. So it's kind of starting to storm, and I'm having some trouble with my recording equipment, so I'm going to try to knock this out in one take while everything's still working. Before we get into that though, if you haven't already, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. Alright, let's give it a go. Okay, alright, I did not realize my hair was so messy in the last shot, but we gotta get it done in one go. So here we go. Ferling Etude number 20. So the big thing about this etude is the first two measures come back a bunch of times. So you want to make sure that you get the trill correct. Now the thing about the trill is you don't have enough time to do two but-a-does, right? So you want to make sure that you kind of think of it as a triplet, and you're kind of thinking of it as this rhythm over here. Now, there's a very distinct way to play it. You want to make sure the accent is on the first note of that triplet and not somewhere in the middle. So if we're thinking of it as just a rhythm, so just as if it were on a drum, it would sound like this. And on the other hand, you want to avoid it sounding with the accent in the middle like this. Okay, other than that, this etude is fairly straightforward. So make sure that you start practicing it slowly so that you get it in your hands. And the point is to try to avoid playing it wrong. The more correct repetitions you can get, the better it's going to go, and that's easier at a slower tempo. The second thing is you want to familiarize yourself with some of the theoretical aspects. So kind of figure out what chords you're outlining so that you can read it a little bit faster, because you don't want to be held behind by your reading skills. And third, of course, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe below so that you can enjoy more OboeFiles videos. Okay, so for the phrasing of this etude, you can do a couple different things. What I like to do is what's kind of scrolling along, kind of the notes I wrote in, and not make it the same every time the first two measures come back. Now, it's important to have it technically consistent, but you can play with it by having some of them be louder or softer, depending on where you feel like the little melody is going. So for me, I like to try a couple different things. Now, my favorite thing to do phrase-wise is whenever you get the two eighth note patterns, when it's suddenly not 16 notes, make the high note kind of float. So bum, bum. And I think that's a cool effect to have. Alright guys, well, good luck with this etude. There's a little bit of tonguing work, but I'm sure you guys will have a good time with that one. If you need help with other technical things, I've got lots of videos on the channel. I think I've got some up here that might help. And as always, when in doubt, play beautifully.